checking that, that your body is warm enough, so maybe covering it up with a blanket or a top if you're not so, if your room isn't ambient, and then if you need something for your eyes, maybe close your eyes or place an eye bag or a towel or something over your eyes, just so you can just block out some of the light. And if you don't like that, then don't feel like you have to do that. Okay, so as we settle down now for our Nidra practice, just feel that you can just settle down. So feel now that the ground is welcoming you and is beckoning you down. And every part of the body is just giving up of holding, of trying to be tight and held, and just softening out. That sense of release and relief that somebody or something else is now supporting you. And the solid earth, whether you're up high up in an apartment, whether you're down on the ground, but just sensing and feeling that solid earth beneath you and that support. And can you just sigh and sigh yourself down, down, down into the support of the earth. And let the breath in, maybe make it a little bit lighter, and then that sighing as we send our weight down to the earth. One more time, we can all breathe together, lifting up, floating a little bit, and then sighing, dropping your weight down. And now just feel that you're totally held and supported, not only by the earth, but by the practice of Nidra. And letting the practice of Nidra now take you to a place where everything feels it is perfect, just as it is. The body is in a place that feels just right. The air in the room feels just right. And sounds that are around are just there. Any sounds that you can hear are just there, everyday sounds. And as we've let go of holding onto the body and controlling the body, we can let go of these sounds. There's nothing we can do about sounds that are out there. But maybe just have them on, if you can hear any, like background music. And you can tune in maybe to the sound of my voice. And you can stay with the sound of my voice through the practice. You can go and have your own experience and come back at the end when I call you back with the words, come back. And the practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. And they will gently bring you back. So now here we all are in our own spaces, yet together, joined by the practice of Nidra. And maybe that feels quite special, quite precious, that we can all practice together, even though we're not in the same room. But that feeling of connection, of community, as we breathe together. And just being aware of your own breath, the pace of your breath, the rhythm of your breath right now. And as you listen and focus on your breath, imagine that a channel has just appeared down the spine, and it could be like a channel of water, and that the breath is going to flow down this channel, almost like the wind just lightly making ripples over the top of a channel of water. And then the breath is going to ripple back up the spine. And it's going to travel down the spine, rippling all the way down. And it's going to travel back up, all the way up the spine. And let your breath now travel down this watery channel of the spine, rippling away. And then coming all the way back up again with this sort of watery, rippling sensation. And so now let's breathe together, travelling down the channels, these watery channels in our spine, and breathing back up the channel in the spine together. So I'll be quiet so you can do this for a few more times by yourself, just focusing on the breath. And the next time your awareness up to the top of the spine, you can leave our awareness and take it away from the breath. So I invite you to take yourself somewhere where there's something that you would like to have more of in your life. So that could be some place that you're missing that gives you a real feeling of calmness, of relaxation. It could be a word that you're really wanting more of in your life. It could be something precious, that's precious to you. And so if it's something that's in your space and it's tangible, you can maybe imagine that you've got it in your hand. And it could be like a stone or a pebble with a word written on it, a piece of paper with a word written on it, or just a visualization. So it's something that you really would like a bit more of in your life right now. And so we're just going to hold that in one hand. And I didn't say which hand, so just noticing which hands you've placed it in. And if nothing came to you, I'm going to offer gratitude. So if you're still searching, we can just place gratitude in one hand and noticing which hand you placed it in. And then can we take this feeling or sensation or something that we want, imagine it just travelling over into the other hand somehow. And let it be felt in the palm of the other hand. And then just noticing the difference between the two hands, and the one that's holding on to whatever it is that you need more of, or gratitude, does it feel heavier or lighter than the other hand? How does it feel? So can we take this feeling and now place it on the space between the eyebrows and rest it there, almost like it's permeating through the space between the eyebrows. And you may think of it as being your third eye, and if that doesn't resonate with you, just the space between the eyebrows. And resting it there, gratitude or whatever it is that you need. And then now can you rest the same awareness on the pit of the throat, that soft hollow at the base of the throat. Resting your feeling, your word, gratitude there. And then now down into the heart space at the centre of the chest. And feeling that this heart space has just opened up a little bit more. With open arms, welcoming whatever it is that you have asked for in this Nidra today. Or maybe it's just gratitude, that you wanted more gratitude. And just let that feeling be nestled deep in the heart space. And now once it's nestled in there, whatever it is, maybe symbolising it similar to a seed that's been planted. And so if we planted a seed, it would be planted in something warm, some warm soil. So the heart is a warm space. And then we need to tend to it. So if we were planting our seed, we'd be tending to it to water. So we're watering our seed and feeding our seed. So we could tend to this with kindness and compassion, whatever it is that we need. We could be tending to gratitude with kindness and compassion. So feeling that in the heart space, there's the warmth that you need. And the nutrients that you need to make whatever this feeling is to grow. Just like if we embedded a seed into Mother Earth herself. And then from us, this can grow, this feeling of gratitude or whatever you've chosen. Just like now how we've got the new growth coming through in our country right now as we're in spring. But if you're not in spring, then just imagining the germination of a root or a leaf. And this feeling now starting to grow out from the heart. And the feeling that it's now starting to permeate the whole of you, the whole of your being. Just like a plant that's starting to grow, germinate from seed and then growing, getting more roots, more leaves. Just as whatever you're wanting is spreading out to different parts of your body. And then feeling now that you're just bathed, absolutely bathed in whatever it is that you want. And how good does that feel? Completely bathed in whatever you want right now. And then just holding on to that for a moment, this feeling of being bathed in gratitude or whatever it is you wanted. Just hold on to that for a moment. And so now our work is done in Nidra for today. And now is the time for you to come back. So if you've been off somewhere else, if you've been on your own journey, now is the time to bring yourself back. And if you've been on the journey with me today, now is the time to come back into your body. And just starting to feel and sense the whole of you, the physical you, lying down or sitting, and just the contact of whatever's below you supporting you. Maybe taking a few bigger breaths as you start to come back fully. And as we start to come back fully, we can then start to bring some movements now into our physical beings as we're bringing the practice of Yoga Nidra to an end now. So we can start to wiggle and maybe turning heads, turning arms, turning legs as we start to slowly, taking our time, bringing ourselves right back now, safe and sound, as the practice of Nidra is now complete. So you've got time just to stretch Maybe bring the knees into your chest, rock a little bit, twist a little bit. And I'll just play the sansula for the last part to bring you safe and sound back. So then once we come up to sit, if there's any extra movements you need to do, maybe a good stretch, and maybe a little lateral or a side bend or a yawn, whatever you feel that you need to do.